The video begins with our main character, Machiko, getting out of the shower and getting dressed. Her mother calls her downstairs and starts lecturing her that she's gonna be late on her first day. The girl just drinks her tea and runs out as she is in a hurry without eating her breakfast. She runs to the bus and touches up her makeup as she waits for the bus to arrive. She gets on the bus and starts thinking about her first day on the job as a teacher when her thoughts are interrupted by two loud students on the bus with her. She gets annoyed and thinks it's her responsibility to lecture them as the two people were students. But it fails and she ends up being explored by the guy student as he lifts up her skirt to see her cat. She slaps the guy and runs away from him. She ends up being on time for her first day, but she is then eyed by her senior as her clothes are very revealing. The senior asks her to stay out of trouble and sends her to her classroom. She introduces herself to the class and looks around thinking all of the students are nice and won't cause any trouble, but she realizes how wrong she was when the two of the students from the bus earlier barge into the class. The girl from the bus points to Machiko and tells the guy she was the lady from the bus. The guy then grabs Machiko and throws her to the ground, exposing her burgers. He then lifts her up and starts petting her cat and her oranges. A guy interrupts his petting and yells at him to stop and leave the teacher alone, which ends up getting the guy from the bus slapped again. She runs to her senior to complain about his behavior, but the senior ignores it and says that she can easily become popular among the boys in the class. Meanwhile, the guy who abused Machiko in the class is having fun somewhere else with a girl, as his friend stays on guard so no one catches them. The next day in school, the boys of the class hide cameras everywhere and sneak her pics from the classroom and the toilet and edit her face into another girl's dancing body. The guy who saved her on her first day then calls her to the ground for a private conversation and ends up showing her fake pictures of herself dancing with different guys and says that it was mailed to his father. Machiko wants to protect her image, so she agrees when the guy calls her to his house so they can find a solution to this problem. They go to his room and while they're discussing what to do, she finds out that he was the one who made those pictures. And he starts blackmailing her and asks him to pay him. She gets furious and takes out all the cash she has from her purse and hands it to him. He refuses to take the money and asks him to pay by dancing with him, as he liked her from the first time he laid his eyes on her. Machiko, not being strong enough to defend herself, ends up dancing with him as his security camera films it.
2,000 years later.
As she is heading home in the bus late at night, she thinks about the dance. In the end, she hurries to her room and plays with her cat thinking about the guy and his way of dancing. Please subscribe our channel for more videos. Here are some comments from this battle between a teacher and a student. It was so good, even Kirito couldn't hold himself back. I am sorry.